would you mind telling me who you are and what you're doing here at the Sherwood Forest Festival?
Yes, we're Hearts with Hooves. We're down in Sikeston area. We do equine therapy. We do summer camp as well as individual sessions. We're here right now doing pictures with Sir Jiggy. This is Sir Jiggy. So you can have a photo with him, or we can have the 360 photo booth. So you actually go inside of it and the camera goes around you and does a video, and then it does special effects for you. So kind of some fun memories to raise money for our camps and as well as for our programs.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. The old soft shoe, he jumped so high, he jumped so high. Then it lightly touched down. I met him in a cell in New Orleans, I was down and out. He looked to me to be the eyes of age. As the smoke ran out, he talked of life, he talked of life. Laughed and clicked his heels and stepped. He said his name Bojangles and he danced a lick. Across the cell, he grabbed his pants and felt a stand, so he jumped so high. He clicked his heels, he let go a laugh, he let go a laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. He danced for those in minstrel shows and county fairs. Throughout the South, he spoke through tears of 15 years how his dog and him traveled about. His dog up and died, he up and died. After 20 years he still grieves. He said I'd dance now at every chance in honky-tonk, for drinks and tips, but most of the time I spend behind these county bars. 'Cause I drinks a bit. He shook his head, and as he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please, please, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. didn't mess up.
Yeah,
So happy.
that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to be on camera.
I told
There you
Charlie to
go.
come around and say,
Now you've done
I
it.
told him to be quiet.
Gotta get that on camera.
All right. So today I want to talk to you a little about how Viking Age people fought each other. So the Viking Age happened about 1,000 years ago, from the year 800 to about the year 1100, where Scandinavian warriors set out from their homes in Denmark, Norway, and Sweden and changed the face of Eurasia and changed the course of history. You know, they set out on their long ships called longboats, and they had their kite shields fall over in the middle of the demonstration. And they settled all over Europe, all over England and in Ireland and Germany and Spain, in Turkey and Greece, all over. As soon as they could try and get down these roads and rivers and oceans, they were there. Now the average Viking would look like our Viking on the far right. Can you take a step forward? Now this is a pretty well-equipped Viking because he has a helmet. Majority of these guys were farmers and peasants. They ran around with their tunics and with their main form of defense, the shield. The shield they had was the only armor most people could afford. It has an iron boss in the middle called an umbo, and that is the most important part of the shield. It's part of iron and the rest of it's wood. Now these shields were meant to be used in about 2 or 3 battles before they would be too damaged to be used again. So Vikings would take the iron, pass it into a new shield, and get back out fighting again. He has in his right hand a spear. A spear is the most common Viking Age weapon. We find it all over in references in art and in written sources and archaeology. You know, metal is a very, very valuable substance in the Viking Age. They took them forever to just get a tiny little bit of iron to be able to use in anything. In pots, pans, knives, axes, and even spears. So being so cheap where everybody would have to try and carry a spear. They would get together in big shield wall formations and overlap their shields. And they say in their poetic writing that they were just a bristling like fort of spears and axes coming out from that shield wall. And they would fight it, and they would use it overhand and underhand and try and stab the people they needed. Now let's take a little fight. Let's have Jason Brad show us how it's used. They're better in group fighting weapons. Together, it's much more favorable to carry a sword. You can hack and slash and use your way across the way to go around the shield and fight each other. Now the sword that Chase has, hold up the sword, this is the king of weapons. You can use spears to go hunting, you can use axes to use around tools around the house, but swords are only meant for killing your fellow man. There's a lot of stories where people had famous swords that they try to hold on to for generations, that these magic swords they'd be able to use that never to be defeated in battle. People would ransom swords that they'd want from the old enemies. If someone killed your grandfather, you wanted it back. You'd fight him for it or try and buy it off of them. The sword. Slash across the way. Ooh, bad way to go, bad way to go. Chase is also wearing a mail shirt. A mail shirt is an alternating rivet and solid ring shirt that would take people about 2 men about 6 months of their lives to create. It's a very, very wealthy thing to possess, and only about a professional warrior, someone a part of a clan, chieftain, or king, or knights and nobles would have alongside the retinue to be able to take care of. Only professional warriors would be able to have this. A rich warrior would be able to take care of this. Everyone else would be poor, having only their wool and linen tunics to help fight each other. We have a plethora of different helmets out there too, and that's also a sign of professional warriors, that they have enough money to protect their noggin. When we look at the Viking Age cemeteries and graves of people who have survived in battles, what you see over and over again is you see, let's get a shield wall. What you see is that you get a ton of damage on people's legs. They have their legs exposed, and then as soon as they get cuts or scrapes or slashes to their legs, you see a ton of damage to their skulls. The shield did a really good job protecting their body, not the best thing to protect their heads or their legs. So as time went on, they tried to protect them as much as possible. Now we also have there a great Dane axe. A Dane axe is a late Viking Age weapon, used as people got more and more armor towards the end to try and cleave these people in twain. Imagine, if you will, a great can opener to try and split open all these people wearing mail and other armor. Let's see some shields against that Dane axe. Cutting across the way, these axes and hand axes would be able to hook shields, hook weapons, hook limbs, and try and fight men to submission. There's a famous battle that happens in the Viking Age called the Battle of Hastings, where warriors using the two-handed Dane axe would be able to cleave a charging horse's head off in one swing, in mid-gallop using it. Let's see about long swing. We also have a hand axe. These are another very effective tool used in the Viking Age, but same thing, just a Dane axe in miniature. Hold it with a shield and with one hand, also can hook and cut and smack and smash. You can even roll it around and use it like a mace at the very back thing to smash your opponent. An also very popular weapon is the short sword, the sax. The sax is a simple single-edged sword, almost like a Viking Age machete. It had a big triangular wedge and was able to cut into a lot of things as a shorthand weapon as soon as people got close in. Up and around, stab, 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 stab. Family fun for all ages. The Viking Age was a very important part of Europe. As I said, they first started off in Scandinavia and they spread all over Eurasia, North Africa, into the Middle East, into what is now Russia, what is now into Spain. They were the first European settlers to come to America by way of Iceland and Greenland, and then eventually into what is now Newfoundland and Canada. They were amazing explorers. They did amazing things to our culture. Our language right now is heavily influenced because of all the Vikings that invaded England and then the Vikings that invaded France as well. It's a very interesting part over here that we're very grateful to help show you today. We're going to do a couple more battles, we'll do a couple more questions, and then we'll conclude our demonstration. That sound okay?
Good posture. I know.
That's why I asked you.
Hi, would you mind telling me a little bit about who you are and what you're doing here at the Sherwood Forest Festival?
Sure. My name is Leanne Gear. I actually live a little bit west of Rolla, Missouri. I came out here to St. Genevieve. This is actually my first time here. And I am here with the Skaldborg Viking Age reenactment group. We're putting on a demo here at the Bricks Urban Winery, and just wanted to tell people about Viking Age stuff because we're really passionate about it. So, one thing I was really excited about coming out here, this is my first time here, I learned that the Learning Center here has a display of Viking Age artifacts. And when I looked at the pictures, I recognized one of the artifacts as being a neck ring. They have the original, and I have a reproduction of that exact neck ring that they have. I'm wearing it right now. This type of neck ring, hang on, my hair is caught on it. It comes, it is during the Viking Age. It actually comes from a Latvian tribe, a tribe that was in eastern Latvia called the Latgalians. And they produced this type of neck ring from roughly the 9th century to the 12th century. This type of neck ring is called a kaklerenki. And I was just so excited to see an actual artifact of it in the Learning Center here. Usually you'd have to go to Latvia to a museum there to see it. I've actually got a little book that focuses on kaklerenki, this type of neck ring, and it has some diagrams of what the necklace looks like with the little pendants hanging down. And so the Learning Center here, the museum, is in really good company with some of the museums that are in Latvia and in Europe with having an artifact like that. So I was really thrilled about that.
Hi, would you mind telling me a little bit about the textiles here?
Sure. So what I have here is a display of typical textiles that would be available during the Viking Age for Scandinavian Vikings. We're talking about Norway, Denmark, Sweden, that general area. It was very common for them to wear clothing made of wool. That was the most dominant textile in use at the time. They also had linens. Linen fabrics would be used more against the skin as undergarments or basically underlayers underneath wool, which was used to keep them warm, and then the linen was used as basically a soft fabric that was comfortable against the skin. They also had access to silk textiles, which I'm displaying here. I've got 3 examples. This lovely green one that's in the center is a historic reproduction of an actual textile from the Viking Age that they would have had access to and traded for. The Vikings were really into solid color clothing, but brightly colored. So typical representations of Vikings in Hollywood and in films, the Vikings and TV series show them kind of like drably dressed and kind of bland, when in fact they really loved color. They would wear solid and bright colors, and then they would decorate and trim their clothes in woven textiles and these exotic silk fabrics that came from abroad. So this right here is an example of, I'll show you, a type of textile band that was woven using 3 separately colored wool fibers that were dyed using plant material, and then woven together to produce this lovely trim, which would be worn potentially as a belt. It could be attached to a piece of clothing to trim out a sleeve or a neckline or something like that. This object right here is a historic reproduction of an actual loom that was found at a burial site. It's called the Oseberg Burial. It's a famous archaeological find from the 19th century. And in this particular burial, which was a grave site of two women, two very prominent women, they found this lovely loom that's used to produce these what we call tablet woven textiles.
Based off of things that were found, the remnants of.
And this is a technology that existed in many places in the world, not just among the Vikings in the Viking Age, but it sort of fell out of favor with modern times and has only become repopularized among crafters today and also historic reenactors.
So if they're in,
Thank you both for your time.
if they're in
Thank you.
Denmark, if they're in
Hi, would you mind telling me a little bit about your display here at the Sherwood Forest Festival?
Sure, I'm part of Skullberg. We're a Viking Age recreation group. We do Viking Anglo-Saxon stuff. I'm going to start showing you some stuff here. One of the things I have here is a period folding Viking knife from a find, along with some other items in the case from my the fancy knife my wife owns, and some of her brooches. In this one we have some bone combs, including open this up, a seam ripper, a comb that slides into a track here, another bone comb, a weaving implement for going for shuttles back and forth and weaving. The ruins. This is a Norse board game called Hevnatoffel or Toffel. The whole idea is when the king has to escape to a corner, he has blue defenders. The red attackers try to win. The red has to surround them on four sides, like that, and they win. Moves are all done straight. You have to stop when you hit a piece, like that one. We have to stop here, or you can stop any place. And to capture a piece,
oats.
Put this back. You have a piece here. You slide up and remove it. And that is capture. That's the whole game in essence, including the other thing. You slide it. If the piece is here and slides in between, he's safe.
With eggs,
and that's the whole game.
Honey, and
on that. We also have drinking horn.
What? Here?
My wife's one of my wife's pouches she uses for reenactment events.
Yeah, help yourself.
Oil lamp right here. You put oil in here and a wick and light it.
Ground it yesterday, mixed it up.
You use
last
vegetable
night.
oil or something like that.
So it sits.
Or would you use whale fat maybe or something like that, blubber? Okay. Hi, I'm Pat Danzer with Skullberg Viking Age Group. And I'll just show you a couple of things here. One is a period lock. See the tines here? And it's designed to go in. And it locks. You can't open it. But you have a key that fits the tines. Goes in. A little bit of struggle. And it catches it like that. And what opens is the little tines that push on like that. Also have a period mirror. A period reproduction, I should say. Everything's reproductions. And also my treasure I like the most is a set of scales the Viking traders would have used. It's basically, you open it up and you have little tiny weights that look like that, and coinage, and you have the weights in there on one side and the coins on the other. You agreed on so much silver for trade, and if you couldn't quite have enough silver for a full coin, you take it some what they would call hack silver nowadays, and put a piece in there to make it balanced properly.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you.
Hi, we're here with the host and the originator of the Sherwood Forest Festival. Would you mind telling me who you are and how you decided to get started?
Hi, I'm Kenny Schaff with Bricks Urban Winery and Market. I just one day decided I wanted to have some kind of festival that resembled kind of like a Renaissance. So it was our version. It's a Robin Hood themed festival. So we had different things. We had Renaissance stuff themes going on that day. We actually had some Vikings in the back doing demonstrations, doing some battle scenes. We had people foraging, different odds and ends things kind of like that would go with the whole Robin Hood theme.
All right, well, how well did it go over, do you think?
I think it went very well. I mean, we ended up having, I think somebody told us, probably close to 1,000 people. I think somebody was telling me that they counted. So to me, for the very first time, I think it went very well. Hopefully every year it'll just grow a little bit bigger. I'll be able to get more vendors and different things going on here. A little bit more demonstrations besides just Vikings.
All right, well, that sounds good. So you do have plans to grow it in a year and change it?
Yes. Every year I'm gonna plan on keep doing it. Hoping every year it grows a little bit more, maybe expand out a little bit farther into downtown. So, you know, never know. I might end up coming up with something else, having some other people come join us doing different things on it. So.
And you're the also the owner here at Bricks Winery?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about the winery here?
Well, it's Bricks Urban Winery and Market. We have wines, meads, hard ciders. We have craft beers from our brother brewery down in Cape. We actually just have a restaurant we just started in it called Starlight River Restaurant. But we make everything here in house. All the hard ciders, wines, and meads.
All right. Well, thank you for your time and thank you for the wonderful event.
Thank you.